on Infowars.net right now. Get the story. Fluoride added to children's milk in schools throughout UK City. It's there in the news and focus area. Steve, we got Larry Pratt coming up, and let's get him lined up on ISDN line in the next few minutes. We'll do 5 more minutes with us. I want to get your take on the open Chinese-style censorship that they're pushing in Canada, Australia, now the UK, and even here in the U.S. I mean, they're openly announcing that. So we can't be here warning the public. I mean, the mainstream media is falling apart. They've been caught lying so much. So what are they trying to do? Shut the web down. Stay with us. And we are talking to Steve Watson from England, an incredible story he put together about how they're not going to put, or already putting, deadly sodium fluoride and other things in children's milk in public schools and in the formula at levels even higher than the 1 parts per million. 4 parts per million, just devastating. Devastating. The government doesn't care about you. In fact, they hate you. They're a bunch of eugenicists. Larry Pratt's coming up to get into Barack Obama's gun control and give us a breakdown on what we're facing on that front. And it is serious, but McCain's bad as well. We'll get his analysis as the head of Gun Owners of America on both fronts there. The 4 minutes we've got left, Steve Watson. Another story by Paul Watson. Australia to enforce mandatory Chinese-style internet censorship. And he has the mainstream articles and the bill here. And it looks like it's about to pass. Criminalize all internet file sharing. Just doesn't matter if it's a copyright infringement or not. Makes illegal linking other websites. It just goes on and on. They will filter everything that comes into the country, and they openly say it's to shut down hateful ideology. So YouTube's starting to censor. They're censoring here. All of this is happening, Steve.
Yes, as they describe it, it will be a universal national filter. It will block websites deemed to be controversial, part of the wider agenda to regulate the internet. It's just a continuation of what we've seen in this country, in America. We've reported several times that, federally funded science departments want to scrap the internet and start it again because it's too free for them. They can't track things well enough. They can't put restrictions on it, so they want to scrap it and start an internet too. Seen the same thing in Europe, and talk of licensing, like television services. Of course, if your content is deemed to be too controversial, you won't be granted a license, therefore you won't be able to have a website on the new internet. We've seen new Wi-Fi areas across the US, outdoor Wi-Fi areas that contain strong filters that will filter out political websites that are deemed to be offensive.
They're already doing it to Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com.
Yeah, we've seen that in the UK, in train stations, public libraries, hospitals, anywhere public like that. We've had stories of just our websites being filtered out, but not just our websites, I should say, but others, like even mildly political ones, like Think Progress, sites like that. So to say that it's just going on in China is obviously blatantly false.
And they're incrementally doing this because you have a criminal world government that can't have the people exposing them. Tony Blair, before he left, gave a speech saying we've got to shut down the web. It's destroyed our capability to set up a new world order.
That's right.
So, folks, you better use it while you've still got it. I mean, we're talking about even maybe a few months in England and Europe and Australia. I mean, this is happening everywhere, folks, because we're hurting them badly right now. The fact that we can post a video and in a month, 5 million people conservatively can watch it, with one of my films or other films, tens of millions over 6 months, 100 million in a couple years. I mean, that's devastating them. They've got to shut us down.
Yep. Blair said it was too feral.
Too feral was the quote. It was too wild. Yeah. And was destroying trust in the government because the government's a pack of lying criminals. Steve Watson at Infowars.net, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks a lot, Alex.
Folks, we are fighting on so many fronts. I mean, they're trying to ban protests, demonstrations, filming police, shutting down the web. It's just coming after the Second Amendment. I mean, we're being hit from every angle here. Stay with us.